If you have been an avid investor chasing the best returns in the market, but you seem not to get there, you do not even know whether you've achieved financial independence, you don't even have a clue what is true financial independence, I think I know what you've been missing. What you really need in your life is to invest with purpose. Investing is like going to war. You cannot go to war without strategy. Investing with purpose is putting your ammunition together and sending out every coin to attack a problem in your life. So what you really need is investing with purpose so that you can be able to tackle one life goal at a time. When you achieve that goal, if it is replacing your salary or retiring, whatever goal you have, it can be put amongst your life goals, and through investing with purpose, we can hold your hand to see you achieve that goal. So if you would want to know more about investing with purpose, I want to invite you to watch out on this series. Your life goal is your destination. Just like the way when you're leaving the office, you know, I am going to my house in Kawangware. The traffic conditions do not change where you're going. So we never change your goal. Where you're going, you must arrive there. That's one. Number two, when we begin the journey, we have certain expectations. We set certain expectations. We say, let me give an example. We observed that people who live in the diaspora, on average, send their parents or the people they support here about $200 a month. And it's a good thing that they're doing, but the risk is, what if they die? Or what if their source of income is cut off? They will not be able to continue living up to that obligation. And that means somebody else or other people whom we call their dependents will be affected because something has changed in the environment. So how do we insulate them from having such a problem? We need to break the dependency, where your parents who depend on you should no longer depend on you, by putting something in between called a portfolio. Now, we made an observation that if they can be able to put together a portfolio of 4 million shillings, they can be able, or rather we can be able to send to their parents an equivalent of $200 to their dependents every month without touching the 4 million shillings. And the 4 million shillings, it remains in their possession. You see? So there are several scenarios. So one scenario is, you may have someone may have the 4 million. So you immediately start your portfolio, and we start disbursing $200 or 20,000 shillings to your dependents. Another scenario is, I don't have the 4 million shillings. So we come up with a goal. We say, how do we accumulate a portfolio worth 4 million shillings in your name? You say, I can be able to save and invest 20,000 shillings every month in this particular portfolio over a period of time, and that's what will get us to the 4 million. So let's say that takes us 3 years. I've not done any calculation here. I'm just giving, let's call it 3 years. So in 3 years' time, we expect, with you investing 20,000 shillings in this portfolio every month religiously, and earning, let's say, 10-12%, over a period of 3 years, you will have 4 million shillings by the end of that period, by the end of 3 years. Now, those are assumptions we start with, based on the environment, based on the environment we were in when we began this investment plan. But then things change. For example, last year, interest rates just went high. So where we were expecting to make 10%, we start making 17%. It means our goal comes closer. You see? Which is a better scenario. The other thing that I've seen happen is that you thought that you can only be able to deposit 20,000 shillings a month, but then you get a bonus here, a windfall there, and you keep accelerating your deposits in the portfolio. Then we get to your goal sooner. In other scenarios, interest rates may go low. And if they go low, then instead of 3 years, it may take 3.5 years. Okay? Or something may happen in your environment, or your obligations have increased so much that you're not able to keep up with the commitments of 20,000. You reduce it to 15,000. I have seen that. So then it means we'll still arrive there, but we'll it over a longer period of time. So the goal never shifts. When we set out to build a house for you, we'll build a house. The question of when may change a little bit depending on what happens between now and then. But in my own observation, 9 out of 10 of our customers, what they set out to achieve in 5 years, they tend to achieve in 3 years, 3 to 4 years. And the reason is, very shockingly, is that people tend to underestimate how much money passes through their hands. But once they start this portfolio and they realize how important it is, then they pump in every coin that comes through their hands that is not needed at that point in time. So we tend to get there much sooner. What I have seen, the most important decision is to start now. Even if it is 1 shilling, with 1 shilling, start now. There is something in us that happens when we start a journey. The experiences begin. When you start, your eyes begin to open. I am also a client of Nabo. I have learned so much as a customer, more than as one of the colleagues. Why? Because when we started our investment account as a family with Nabo Capital, we were just like anybody else. We just need to start. And we also took time, we delayed here, but the moment we started, and then we started receiving the statements every end of the month, and then we started seeing how much money we are making in a month. Something in our mindset shifted. In fact, this is how I put it. Suddenly, it hits you that portfolio is really your core business, and the job that you do or the business that you run somewhere else is really your side hustle. So you can see those are not lessons you learn reading or hearing. Those are lessons you learn by experiencing them. Like, oh my goodness. That customer that I just gave an example, we started with 16 million bob. Today, I cannot even mention the amount of money that they have. But when we sit and review, even them, they are in shock. Number one, how much money has passed through their hands. Before, there was no way of accounting for it. Today, because they have a place to put that money, they don't even think twice. You do a big deal, you sweep the amount into your account, investment account, and you continue life as if nothing happened yesterday. But when you sit at the end of the month with your financial advisor and you look at how quickly your portfolio is ramping up, it's insane. The other thing that you realize is how much money that the portfolio is making for you and your family. And you start wondering, this is money that would have been lost. You know, you would never have experienced, you would never have come close to make that, you know, tens of millions of shillings coming into your name without you having to show up at work or having to do a deal. You have a whole team in Nabo Capital that wakes up every day in the morning to work for you, even without you knowing. Their job is to make sure they protect your money, so you don't lose your money. And number two, to make sure that they grow your money. You do not even need to know when interest rates have changed. When interest rates change, they are already shifting it for you. You do not need to know many things. So you are freed to focus on what you're good at while they grow your money. So there are so many benefits. Another benefit is you suddenly realize you have free consultancy. You're calling your financial advisor, you're like, hey, I have 2 million shillings somewhere. What do you think I should do with it? That is just free advice. Or I'm thinking of this construction project. What do you think of it? And then you get into the nitty-gritties of it. They ask you 2 or 3 questions like, wow, there's a light bulb moment. So there are so many benefits. So the most important decision, start now. The one thing that makes Nabo Capital to stand out over all the other peers in the industry is that we have very personalized service. And this comes in the form of our relationship managers. Because we are believers in goal-based investing, we don't enjoy investing for return purposes. What we really thrive at is helping people to achieve their life goals one at a time. That is a very personalized service, and therefore the role of a relationship manager is very different in Nabo compared to other organizations. In other organizations, your RM just helps you to bring in money and to get out money. In our environment at Nabo Capital, the role of a relationship manager is to help you to download your dreams, all your goals, all your financial goals. Empty yourself. And then start organizing it in some form of order and prioritizing it, and say, which goal, if we achieve in the next 1-2 years, would move your family from here to here. That is a very important process. So we get so involved then with our customers because they have to download everything. Anything money. So I tend to say we sit at a higher place than a family doctor. Because even when our customers want to go to India or wherever for medical attention, guess who they call? It is us, buyers. I need to go to this and this place for medical attention. I need this amount of money. Can I have it in my bank account? You know? And we say, we have planned for this. So by this date, you'll have money in the bank account. And we don't stop there. We want to follow up with you. How was your experience there? Are you healed? Is your family or the person in your family who is ailing, are they getting better? So we get involved that much. So, and that is your relationship manager. Your relationship manager is your champion within the company for you to achieve your life goals. Maybe I should repeat that. Your relationship manager is your champion within Nabo Capital to help you achieve your life goal. They will move every stone in the organization to make sure that you achieve your life goal. If it is investment, you don't need to call anybody in investment. They will talk to the people in investment. If it is operations, they will talk to people in operations to make sure that you are achieving your life goal. So you do not need to call many people, but they will know a lot about you and you will know a lot about them. It's a relationship. They are part of your family. If you want to transform your life financially, start investing with purpose now.